were your expectations coming into the year as far as next level opportunity?
For me, coming into the season, I was more focused on just trying to stay healthy. I mean, I've had a couple injury-plagued seasons, so the main focus for me was just trying to stay healthy, stay in the lineup, and play as many games as I could. And then, fortunately, I got the call to come up to Buffalo, so it was kind of a surreal moment for me, and family got to watch my first game, and then had a bunch of people in Winnipeg this past weekend. So it's been a kind of an unreal year. Honestly, can't believe it. So,
did you get to shake everybody's hand after the game? Because that's a lot of 150 waiting for you. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I tried, but it was kind of overwhelming. I wasn't expecting everybody to stick around, but when I walked out there and seen everybody, it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where would they go? Obviously, they were going to stick around.
Yeah.
Or they can maybe hit the pub at the corner there or something.
But you mentioned like trying to stay healthy. You had the torrid start with Rochester goal scoring wise, and then you did have to deal with injury again, right? So how did that kind of mess with what the goal was? Because you can't predict, and obviously, you just have to roll with these situations.
It definitely helps. Obviously, I've been through injuries a lot my first 2 seasons, so kind of know how to deal with it mentally, physically, all that stuff. Just try not to let it interfere with my mentality, and just try and get back as quick as I can.
Well, so take me into, like, a lot of people would be listening and say, okay, what's that like? Like, you get hurt, and then you know that you're going to be off for a little bit, like going through treatments and rehab, waking up in the morning. Like, what's the routine and the mindset, and does it get hard at some point to say, like, man, like, I don't know that I want to go do treatment today, or I don't want to do rehab today? What's that like?
I mean, it's obviously tough because you want to be in there with the guys, battling with them each and every night. And then, obviously, like for me, I'm usually keeping in touch with my family a lot, talking to them, trying to get my mind off it for the most part. It makes it a lot easier just trying to get your mind away from it. So, and then, coming to the rink with a purpose, trying to get a little bit better every day, and then hopefully speed up the process.
Did you have many battles with Vinny Prospol in those rehab skates where he put the full equipment in Rochester and he does the cross check and the slash? And
yeah,
I mean, he likes to go hard at it.
Yeah, he's a pretty intense guy, especially even in our morning 3-on-3s. He goes full equipment, and he hates losing, so it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I played with him in 2 places, and he was one of those that if I stopped him, the next shot, it was bar down. Like, he was not taking anything off. He wanted to score. And then he'd celebrate, too, which drove me crazy. I'm like, listen, I'm all for you scoring. You don't need to celebrate. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, well, who's doing that here? Like, I know that you and Roseanne were on the ice for a while last Tuesday. You guys taking a lot of shots. Is there guys that maybe you like tend to go more towards at practice and grab after practice to do extra?
I mean, obviously, I like to just hang around with the centers, kind of get some tips on what they're doing, because obviously there's a lot of great centers out in the league, especially in tonight's game with Crosby. So just try to learn and try and be a good center.
Do you do video?
A little bit here and there, yeah.
So we all know Sid, like, if he's on his back end, that's fine. But if he's on the right side, he does the sweeping, like, forehand.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for that? And what's the telltale sign if you were to go against Sidney on that side to say, okay, this is what I have to do?
It's pretty tough being a young guy. Obviously, he gets a little leeway with the refs, so it's pretty tough, honestly, when he basically winds up for a slap shot on that side. But you just got to bear down.
When you mentioned, when Marty brought up Vinny Prospol, obviously it's a little bit of a unique situation for you in that you had Seth Appert down in Rochester and he's here with Buffalo. What has he meant to you, and how would you describe your coach-player relationship with him now at this level?
He's meant a lot. I mean, coming in my first year, not really knowing the pro hockey game, he helped me a lot, and all the other young guys in Roch that came in. He's a great coach. Really likes to get to know his players, and the one big thing was, like, it doesn't really matter how old you are. He wants everyone to get to that next level, which I really appreciated, and it's really cool. So, and yeah, just coming up here, talking to him pretty much every day, checking in, and yeah, it's been great.
I remember the first time we talked to you out at Lecom Harbor Center during
What was he
development
wearing?
camp.
Do you remember?
I don't remember what he was wearing.
Up top. Remember?
No.
It ties in with what's on the calendar, sports calendar today.
I have no. It was it's opening day in baseball,
Yeah.
right? So.
You were wearing a Blue Jays cap.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, but I remember saying something like, "Oh, you're going to go back to juniors," and you kind of went, "Well, we'll see what happens," and like you kind of knew that you were, probably going to sign and move on and be in Rochester. But what's the difference between that kid back then, which is what, like three and a half years ago, maybe, at Lecom Harbor Center, and you now? Not just a hockey player, but you as a person.
Yeah, I think I've definitely changed a lot. Obviously, in junior, you're living with a billet. So my first year in Roch, I was living on my own, which is kind of a crazy time for me, learning how to do all this stuff for the first time on my own. But yeah, you got to grow up fast playing hockey. So
what's harder, this or that, doing the laundry or cooking for yourself?
Cooking for sure.
I might have gone with laundry because I would have foregone the cooking. I would just constantly order
out or whatever. Yeah. So first year, a lot of cereals, a lot of grilled cheese, a lot of mac and cheese,
a lot of
that
simple stuff. Yeah.
What's your
now what's it like?
Yeah, what's it like now? What's your best meal? Is there something that you could say that's my go-to?
I'm very simple, so it's either chicken, rice, or steak, maybe.
Yeah.
So I just keep it simple, trying to easy stuff that you can't mess
Good
up.
Manitoba kid.
Are you loving the road trips and just the whole experience that comes with that at this level?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different than in the AHL, having to ride the bus for countless hours. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, honestly. When I first came here and played my first preseason game, getting on that plane, it was kind of like, oh my, this is crazy. But
I did like the bus, though. I'll be honest with you. I love the bus. It gets tiring when on Friday after the game you got to go to Hershey, and after the game on Saturday in Hershey you got to come back to Rochester.
Yeah.
And you get in at 3, in the morning, 4 in the morning, and it gets a little old. But I did like the bus because the team was all together.
Yeah.
Who do you sit with on the plane now, and what do you do on the plane?
This last trip I was sitting with Murray, and Rosie here and there, and I'm mostly listening to music, either doing crosswords or something on my phone.
Was
trying to keep me busy.
Bernard Docker was reading that 101 essays that's
yeah.
going to change your life or the way you see life or whatever? So not a reader?
No.
You're in my club, so that's good.
What's the hot music you're listening to?
I am a big country guy, so kind of anything.
Country's hot right now. There's got to be something that.
It's kind of any artist. I'm listening to it. So.
Okay.
I had Shabozy was blasting at the house the other day, and I didn't know if it was on repeat or if it was a different song because there's that same bass to his song. So, but it was definitely a party. When Shabozy is going, there's a party going. So that's good.
What's the goal here in the final dozen games of the year?
I think just keep playing the way I've been playing. Obviously, it'd be nice to stick around, but just try and keep playing the way I've been playing this kind of whole season. Just a complete 200-foot game. Try and be a responsible player and physical, hard on the forecheck, and just keep it simple.
Are you going to Roch after? Do you know?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we don't have
I
to.
assume so, but
We all assume so, and it's good. It's important. Now, okay, I was talking to Duff the other day, and I said, I think Tyson Kozak could be at 10 to 15 goals, 25 to 35 points a season in a role, right? Like, okay, you play a certain role. Am I too high on the expectation, or are you seeing the same thing, or do you even have numbers that you want to hit in the future?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about numbers kind of at all, but yeah, I'd love to have those kind of numbers in this league, so that'd be great.
Okay, well, we're going to put them on the paper, and we'll revisit that a year from now and 2 years from now, and hopefully that keeps going. I love your game. I love the way you play hard. The other day, the chin strap is undone, and you still made the play, and then you're celebrating with the chin strap undone. Like, I think that's a good step, a good step to kind of build on, and I really like your game, so that's good.
Are you, in fact, excited for MLB opening day? Or
I am, yeah. Just got a fantasy league fired up with my buddies back home yesterday, so I'm looking forward to it.
Who's your ace?
I haven't started the draft yet. Looking to do it.
Will you be doing
soon.
it live, or will you be auto draft?
Hopefully live.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So opening day, you're talking baseball. Fantasy baseball is crazy. That's every day you have to adjust your
Yeah.
lineup, right? Like, that's big commitment.
I know.
I tried fantasy hockey in the same way, where every day you gotta and I can't do it. Like, for me, it's like football. On Wednesday, you set your lineup and maybe a couple adjustments over the weekend. But every day for 162 games is like, is it 162, 164?
It is 162.
162. Like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with it, but
Good luck.
Finish strong. Thank you for
Thank
guesting
you.
with us today. We'll see you soon.
thanks for having me.